All right, so welcome to Heart to Spirit Connections. We've had our opening prayer, and usually what we do is follow that with the five breath self-healing meditation. Well, we have kind of a shorter program today. We're only here for just under an hour. So, and we got a lot of things to talk about. So please explore the 5 breath self-healing meditation. That's on the signaturecellhealing.com website or on my website, KarinnaNielsen.com. And that's a daily practice that we do, that I do 3 times a day, and then follow that with a meditation. So a prayer and the breathing, and then a meditation to center me and balance me for any part of my day. And that is something really special that was brought forth by our founder, Kahu Fred Sterling, for this part of our great shift in consciousness. And we're evolving now. Mother Earth is evolving. The energy of love is rising. People are feeling that all over the world in their own way. And so we can choose to feel the love in our journeys. And that's kind of part of what I'm talking about today, lifting the veil, moving beyond fear and into love. So before we get into the topic, I want you to know that you can ask a question at any time. Just raise your hand or put it in the chat. Everybody's going to be muted, but you just unmute yourself to ask your question. That's not a problem at any time. So here we are in the month of June, and in the Lemurian numerology, this is the number 6, right? The 6th month, and that is the energy of mastery. So if you didn't feel challenged before, or if I didn't feel challenged before, here we go into mastery. And I think probably everything is about mastery now. And that's really important because Master Guide Kiro had a channeling this month. And in the beginning of it, he was talking about how the number 6 relates to mastery. And we'll be moving forward in love, knowing that there is always something new on the horizon to experience, which I thought was great. And then he said, at this time of the great shift, I would suggest that every one of you is moving towards mastery and feeling this shift in your own way. This also goes for those of you who think, those who you think are on the wrong side of life. So even those people are looking for mastery, and that's the truth. You all have this last opportunity at a 3rd dimensional life on Earth. Why? Because Mother Earth is evolving, lads and lasses, and she is evolving into higher dimensional lights. So that's the mastery that we feel now with Mother Earth raising her frequency. We're raising our frequency as well. If you want to read the full channeling, it's on my website, and I'll put it on the homepage so people can find it, but it's in the channeled guidance section. And there was a link off of that in my newsletter. And sign up for my newsletter if you didn't receive it. I also want to look at our Lemurian prophecy cards for today. And that's something I know Sandra likes that. So Sandra wouldn't let me forget this. So I have the Lemurian prophecy cards here, and you can just use a regular card deck. This is just a regular card deck. And I'm going to shuffle 5 times because in the Lemurian numerology, the number 5 is the number for love. So we just came through the love month, which was challenging. I'll admit it. I had some great awarenesses, and I'm going to share that with you in a moment. So please put your energy into the cards, and I'll wait to feel that from everybody. And cut the cards, and the number that we're looking at here, well, what we've got is the King of Clubs. And this is great because in the Lemurian prophecy cards, we take the 4 suits as the 4 bodies. So the diamonds are the physical body, the hearts are the emotional body, the spades are the spiritual body, and the clubs are the mental body. And the king represents not just our God self, like the queen would be our goddess self. This is also the energy of focus and purpose and intention. So we're being reminded of the power of our thoughts and the importance of the clarity of our intentions. I was listening to something, excuse me, recently, an old session with Master Guy Carroll, and someone came on and asked a question. And I'm going to be talking about this in our graduate review session, which is every third Saturday. And the graduate review session is for those of you who have graduated from the First Steps Online workshop that I've done many times, and I'll be doing that again this summer in August on 4 different Saturdays through into September, just to be clear. There was someone that got up and asked Master Carroll a question, and it was really interesting because it was very vague. And it was kind of like one of those questions that sometimes people used to ask Master Carroll, or that I get asked too, is, you know, what should I do now? or what's my purpose? Or why am I here on earth? You know, that kind of stuff. You know, there's really wide open questions. And his answer was more or less, what do you want? You know, because you're not really clear. So it's interesting that this card comes up now, because that's really important, that we have clarity of our intentions. And, you know, if you're doing anything without clarity of intention, I mean, anything, like going for a drive in your car, excuse me, I always do a prayer before I start my car, and I do the 5 breaths. And as I drive, I start to see in my mind a tunnel of light from where I am into the place where I'm going. And that kind of as a protection or a focus, but it gives the angels, the guides, the guardians, the universe, the clarity of my intention that I'm going here, I'm going there. And when I'm meeting with someone, or especially in a group of people, I would want to have my clarity of intention pretty clear also. And I don't have to declare it to other people. It's for me. It's for me to know and to communicate with my higher self. This is my intention, and this is my clarity. And that, what does that do? That allows the energies to align with my clarity. And when the energies are aligned with my clarity, then I'm going to be in the space where I need to be. So that means I'll get what I want. I'm clear on what I want, and I can get what I want. And also I might be able to get some extra stuff that I need to get, you know, like something else might come in that would be for my highest good. So it's really, really good to have your clarity right. And, you know, say, you know, for my highest good, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm doing, or just think it, just know it. All right, so that's so much for the Lemurian prophecy cards. Does that bring up any questions? You find that, I hope that you find that helpful, because when we don't have that clarity, then it's our own fault if we don't get what we want. Because, and that was kind of like Master Carroll's answer to the lady at that time was, you know, you aren't getting what you want because nobody knows what you want, including yourself. So that, for me, that was totally a great reminder. So here we are in the 6th month of the year, the month of mastery. And I've got something to share with you about that. And that was the impetus for the topic today, lifting the veil, moving beyond fear and into love. Let me describe to you what happened. I put it in my newsletter, and it's on the webpage for today's webinar. For the last, I want to say 8 months, even to a year, I've been working on something. And it doesn't matter what it is, but I've been working on something and I was expecting and praying and masterminding that it would go this way, a particular way. And it involved working with somebody else and waiting for somebody else to do something. And that's also a dicey situation anyway, right? When you're expecting somebody else to do something. And it's a sure recipe for me to see that it's not about the other person, that it's always about the self, right? It's always about us. So just think about this in terms of yourself. So, I would check in and, expect things to be moving forward, right? But they never did. And so I got frustrated. I didn't get angry. I just got frustrated because I felt like this must be the way that this project needs to proceed, right? And so finally, I called in some other help, let's call it professional help, to get some advice. And I went into meditation at one point, and this was early last month. Because I was approaching some sort of a deadline, where something had to happen. And so I'm breathing and I'm meditating, and I see this representation of the project like this door, and I'm knocking on this door and I'm knocking on this door, and the door is not opening. So the way that I'm supposed to go is not opening. And suddenly I just see this veil come over me and over the door, a veil, like one of those lacy things, right? And it dissipates in front of my eyes, my third eye, and over to my right, I see another door and it's open. And immediately I knew I was banging on the wrong door, right? Of course. And that door was not going to open. The other door was open, but then came the fear, right? And the fear is, what's behind that other door? And do I trust myself enough to go through that door? And I would say, do I love myself enough to let go of that, what is not working? And that what it was not working was, involving somebody that wasn't moving, or, some kind of effort that was not proceeding, right? So I would have to let go of blame. I would have to let go of pointing at anybody else for impeding me on my journey. And I have to trust that my higher self and the guidance is showing me that other door that's open for a purpose and for my highest good. So I've got to trust that, and I've got to love myself enough to heal and walk through that door. So I'm doing that. And I did it. I mean, I did it in meditation. I actually saw that other door go away and realized this is not the way to proceed. I need to go. I'm going this way, and I'm going through this way. And I took the steps to make that my focus and my intention. So I reworked all my masterminds, and I'm going that way, and I feel much better. So, this is the reason that I really had this experience of actually tangibly seeing that veil dissipate. And that is such a powerful thing. I'm just was wondering, has that happened to anybody else before? Have you ever had that experience of suddenly realizing that that is just not the way to go? You've got to go that way. And having you've got to have the trust and the courage to let go of blame of another person or another situation or all those people, or whatever you feel is against you. And this please don't take just my example. I mean, look at the broader world, or look at your own, your own personal experience. We all go through something like this. And the reason is relationships are such a powerful reflection of what we need to see. And I work on this with some of my healing clients, so that I can help them to see, because it's hard for us to see that ourselves, right? A lot of times. And sometimes it's siblings, or it's relationships, spouses. Spouses are real good for that. Spouses, or, other people that we can't get away from in our lives, basically, right? They're there, and they'll be there until they're not there. I've noticed, right? Because, people shift, they go, they move, right? But they don't shift until I get the message, until I get the lesson, or I get to see what I need to see. And it's, like I said, it's hard when it's your own a close relationship. So that's something that I can gently point out to other people that come to me for healing. But what I don't want to do is give anybody their answer. You got to get your own answer. So, think about my example and think about how in your life can you accelerate your self-healing journey by using the people around you to show you what you need to see, or what I need to see, right? And I'll tell you one person that was extremely good at this, that was Fred Sterling. And he used the reflection of the people around him to become an incarnate master. And I saw him doing this. It was amazing. He would, be in meetings or in contentious situations with people arguing, and he would just listen, and he would see not what the other people were fighting about necessarily, but what did he need to see from that encounter. And it was he always looked at it as something for his own personal growth, which I can only aspire to. And I am aspiring to it. But it's such a powerful force. And if we don't shy away from our relationships, that veil can very well dissipate, and you can see what you need to see. So does that bring up any questions or comments? Because, man, that was a powerful thing for me. And I'll keep talking, but if you have anything to say about that, I really appreciate it. Excuse me. What I also wanted to say was Master Guide Curel, in the write-up for this program, I took a question that he was asked, and it was in this book over here, our textbook. It was a little bit more. This is our textbook for the Signature Cell Healing workshops and online classes. And it's Signature Cell Healing, Awakening the Chromosomes of Youth and Vitality. And it's available just in ebook now. It's out of print. Some of you have copies before it got out of print. And we may reprint it. That's another lovely project. Anyway, he speaks in chapter 8. There was a question, and the question was, what was the question? What are the veils that we take on as humans? So when we incarnate, right, we put on all these veils. And even if, for example, I know someone who had a very difficult childhood, very, what we all would probably consider, psychological abusive, maybe not physical, but psychological abusive childhood. And they would want to know, why the heck would I put on all those veils and endure that type of childhood? And, Master Guide Curel would probably say, these are the veils we put on as human, because we can, and because we are engaging our blueprint, the blueprint that's found in the signature cell in the pineal gland in the center of our head that we pack full of all kinds of incredible lesson plans that we want to experience. And as Master Guy Curl said, this for many of us, for most of us, let's say I actually said for all of us, is our last lifetime as a third dimensional human on Earth. And that is because Mother Earth is evolving, and we're not going to have the third dimension on Earth any longer, where it's going to be fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional, right? That's what the Great Shift is all about. And so we want to get our lessons in, right? And so we've got these blueprints that are absolutely packed full of challenging stuff. And that's the way we wanted it. And I used to complain to Master Carol about this, why did I choose this or that or the other thing? And why are these people in my life or whatever? And he would just smile and, just say, you have this blueprint. You wanted to put it in there. You told us not to intervene, that you wanted to get what you needed to get. And this is not just for me, that's for all of us. So when we look at anybody, I mean, for me, doesn't that brings up a whole lot of compassion for a whole lot of people that are going through incredible stuff that they may not understand. They may not completely get what it's about, but I think that we can't give them the answer, of course. That's something that we all need to understand ourselves. We can get help. We can get signature cell healings. And that certainly helps me to understand what's going on and, just keep doing the journey. So Master Guide Curl said, what you are calling a veil is really a conscious gap or a journey that you are not willing to travel through. So that I could really see in that meditation. It is the consciousness that is not allowing you to heal. And he went on to say, when I come over here and tell you that having one or more drink of whatever is not good for you, or that smoking one more cigarette or whatever you are going to do is not in your highest interest, I'm not saying stop. Don't think about stopping. Instead, do this. Just tell yourself, I love myself enough to stop. Or you could put anything in there, fill in the blank. I love myself enough to heal. I love myself enough to walk through the open door, to stop knocking on the closed door and go through the open door. What do you love yourself enough to do? And what are the things that you are, going through now? And we're all going through something because we're all still here, right? And, how can we stop? That's one thing. How can I stop blaming other people in my life, or see that other person is actually showing me something I need to know? That's powerful. And Master Carol went on to say, believe me, one day your cellular consciousness is going to get the message. Eventually, very quickly, your cellular consciousness is going to say, wait a minute, if you love yourself enough, then we'll figure something here. We'll figure out something here. And the next time you go to take a little drink, it won't taste quite so good anymore. And then while you're sitting there thinking about it, your thoughts become more traumatic and dramatic. And all of a sudden, you don't want to have that drink anymore. So that, applies to, if you're trying to stop drinking or trying to stop smoking. But we all have these habits, of thinking or of doing things or of engaging in the same argument over and over again with the same person, expecting them to change, right? So for me, I was kept knocking on that door and thinking, okay, this person's going to change. It's sure going to change. This is what I want, But, it's just fill in the blank on that. I love myself enough to, have the courage to heal, basically, right? So, I mean, those are probably the most powerful words. And you can find, the full answer, which is really great in the book. And that's available on the Signature Cell Healing website. It's in the ebook section. And I just love that answer because I think it can serve us all in some way. And as we come now to, we're about halfway, we're about 9:30 now here locally. So I want to lead you in a meditation. I know last time we didn't get to that because we had a lot of slides and things like that. But today I'd like you to come with me in a meditation. So everybody just, put down your pens or whatever you're doing there and just close your eyes and just start to breathe. And just feel the beautiful light of love surrounding you. And bring in the golden particles through your crown chakra and begin to bring that light down into your heart chakra. Excuse me. And then center yourself in your heart. Keep breathing. And as that light comes into your heart, just start to feel it expand. Expand out from your physical heart chakra in your physical body, out into your emotional body. Take another breath and expand it out into your mental body. And expand the light now into your mental body, your spiritual body, and now build up this beautiful light, bubble of light around you. And it's just a place of comfort, of safety. And it's someplace that you feel so safe and comfortable. Call in your angels. Call in your higher self. Call in your guidance. And now, just before you, I'd like you to see a door, right? A closed door, like I saw in my meditation, and just look at that door and see a veil upon it. Now, this door is closed, and it can represent anything. It can represent a person for you. It can represent a situation. It can represent a project you're working on. It can represent anything that you're feeling frustrated with or angry about, or something that you feel is holding you back. And just see that door, but it's not clear, right? It's got a veil over it. And it's just not clear hiding behind that veil. So now, as you continue breathing, send a line of light out, like a beacon of light from your heart towards that door and towards that veil. And just light it up with your love. Just let go of any attachment to whatever that is. Just light up the veil that's covering that door. Light it up and see what happens. Take a breath. Keep breathing. To feel yourself in that safe space. See the light going towards the door and the veil. And just see what you need to see. And feel what you need to feel. And just know that in love, everything can be healed. Everything can be healed in love. I'm getting chicken skin. So as you begin to pull the light back now, whatever you've seen, please keep it in your mind now, keep it in your heart. Bring back your light and feel yourself still encased in that beautiful safe space. You breathe yourself back into your physical body. Bring the breath down from the spiritual to the mental and to the emotional and your physical heart chakra. And start to send a line of light from your heart down through your base chakra into Mother Earth and through your feet, and just feel yourself now sitting where you began, and gently come back and enter now into our webinar again. Okay, so we just got somebody else new in here. So how about that meditation? I would be so interested in knowing what happened to you, because I didn't show you another door. I'm hoping another door appears for you, or I'm praying for that, if that's the case, if that's where you are with it, because we're all where we are, right? We're all where we need to be, and we're all where we are. If there's an open door for you, great. That's perfect. And you're gonna build the courage to go through the door. If the door didn't appear, a new door, that's perfect too. Don't worry about it. You know this meditation now, and you can go back into this meditation anytime you like. Use the 5 breath self-healing meditation to get you into the space that we came into. And, breathe in the 5, hand placements, the crown and your eyes and your heart and your 3rd chakra, 2nd chakra. Just do the breathing. And if you don't know how to do the breathing, look for the First Steps workshop coming in this is summer, and join us, and you'll learn all about that. Anybody care to share? Let's see. Yes, Susan, thank you so much. Great meditation. For me, the door dissolved and an open, expanded space was there, and it was a feeling of abundance. I love it. And that's a perfect journey. There are many with the journey of abundance and seeing abundance in our lives, right? Recognizing the abundance of our lives. So I'm so glad that worked for you, Susan. Beautiful share. Thank you. Anybody else care to share? You may have not had, it might not have been like an issue. It could have been a person. It could have been a situation. It works great with situations, I have to say. It was very helpful to me because I didn't particularly identify a person with the situation I was in. I sort of did, but that's an illusion, right? And I recognized that was an illusion. If you can recognize that the person that's impeding you is not really impeding you, it's me recognizing that the situation for me was not the way to go. And yeah, so great experience for me. I hope it was for you too. Please share if you like. Email me at KarinnaNielsen.com, because I'd love to hear more about what happened for you. I don't have to share it with anybody. You don't even have to share it here too. The chat, I don't, on the recording, the chat doesn't show up. So anything you put in the chat, if I read it, it'll be in there. And you also won't show up either, because we'll just have the focus on me. So don't worry about that. I wanted to let you know that, as I said, the registration is going to open probably this month. Oh, it's June. This month, later this month, for the First Steps to Online Signature Cell Healing Workshop, which is so much fun. And it's only about 2 hours every session. So it's not like one of those super long online workshops. It's spread out over 4 different times. And we build such a beautiful collective consciousness. The recordings are available if you're not there, not able to be there for one of the sessions. And those recordings are private. They're only on the Signature Cell Healing website for graduates. And then you're eligible to join the graduate review session, which is wonderful, on the 3rd Saturdays. So I pray that you will also join me for that. Mahinaku, please share. I see your hand is up. Excuse me. I can't hear you.
There. I just wanted to say that Donna put her experience in the chat room.
I didn't see it. Okay, good. Thank you, Mahinaku. Thank you, Donna. For mine, the door wouldn't open. I struggled with it. And finally, it just melted away. And I saw the problem behind it is leaving. This is awesome. That's so great. I think you, like me, knocking on the door, you're struggling with opening it. Same thing, probably it's better you were trying to open it. I was just pounding on it, so it might have been better at least trying to open it. This meditation, I think, would be great for any kind of situation where you really struggle with what it is. And even I'm so glad that you've got a mastermind right there, Donna. The problem, now you can create a mastermind that goes beyond the door and goes beyond what's happening. So get your mastermind together, which is just a positive affirmation sentence, right? In present tense, of the end result that you'd like to see now that you've done this meditation. So I would encourage that for everyone. Whatever you are working on, wherever you are with it now, get the clarity and the intention. And mastermind statements aren't forever, they evolve, but get it where you want it now. What would be helpful for you after this particular, taking this step? So your mastermind statement can take you into the next step and do the meditation again and see if you missed anything. That might be a good idea. Yeah. No, I'm doing this meditation on a regular basis now to make sure I have the courage to keep moving through that other door. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Donna, for sharing that. We're gonna be back here again on July 6th, I think it is. That's the first Saturday in July, and I want to check back with you and see how you're doing with this meditation. We'll do another meditation on whatever topic we've got coming up. If you have topic suggestions, you can always email me and send me that. There's a contact form also on my website or on the Signature Cell Healing website. You're gonna see me again tomorrow on the Honolulu Church of Light Sunday service. We're gonna have Sunday service tomorrow at 9 a.m., same time as this this program, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Send in your healing request to info@honoluluchurchoflight.com. And we're also doing the Global Healing Meditation for Mother Earth this month on June 18th. And that's a Tuesday, and it's 9 p.m. your local time. So everybody weaves in at their local time, and we share please share what happens for you in your journey to Diamond Head, inside Diamond Head Crater, because that's always so exciting. And there's always so many amazing energies that are there helping us heal the weaves of Mother Earth. And we've been working on the weave of the water and healing the Earth's water systems, especially focusing over here on our Kapukaki Red Hill fuel tank closure. And we're so grateful for everybody's energy on that, as well as the island of Maui, and love and light to the people of Lahaina. All right, so we've come to the end of our time. And any last shares before we go on? Wendy, did you want to say something, please?
I'm going to try to do that. This is just such a wonderful session, Karinna, about do I love myself enough? Because for me, I spend my whole life trying to let go of stuff, which this is really letting go of. Maybe in your case, this is a very specific project. I'm in a place of always trying to let go, and it's so hard. Everything is stuck to me. So I do not love myself enough to let go of so much stuff. Like right, it's simply not even a big thing. I'm just cleaning out a pantry, and I'm like, wow, should I get rid of this coffee grinder? I've had it for 10 years. I haven't used it for 10 years. So I threw it out, take it somewhere. But it's such a good lesson for the big things, in life, to do that. And it's major. And, I got to my door and I was like, I put in a big thing on that door and I was like, oh, this is terrifying. Oh, I'm glad Karinna's letting us out of the meditation because I'm not ready to let go. And I really see underlying all of that, do I love myself enough, is just really a heavenly phrase to use all the time. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Wendy. Knowing what I do about you, at least you're not just talking about it, you're actually doing it. And the things that you are letting go of, when you do, you see the rewards of the healing that takes place, not just for you, but for other people and the whole world. I mean, these are some really, really big things that we see in our lives. And when we let them go, it shifts other people around us, and it shifts, like maybe even if you're talking about a pantry, right? I've got a junk room where everything ends up, right? I'm sure other people have this too. And both my husband and I contribute to this room. And it's just like, doing it and taking the steps toward doing it. I've heard you cleaned out closets and pantries and things like that. Taking the steps can be so difficult, actually getting to it. But when we do, boy, it feels so good. And we wonder, why do we wait so long?
Why do we wait so long?
Right. I think everybody can identify with that in some parts of their lives. Maybe it's not a physical thing of letting go of, but it could be something emotional, or even a mental process that we just keep doing over and over again and expecting a different result, but we never get a different result. And that's what Master Kirill Kahu used to call the fool's prayer. Oh God, please let me keep doing the same thing I've always done and get a different result. That was what Kahu called the fool's prayer. And we all do it. So, wow, thank you for sharing. So thank you so much for sharing, Wendy. It's perfect. Yeah. And I hope you will come back and watch the recording. It'll be on my website and also on my YouTube channel. So I have a channel on YouTube, and you can get informed about when new videos get posted if you subscribe to the channel. So if you indicate you want to see videos when they come out, they'll email you and let you know, or you can just go there to Karinna Nielsen at YouTube. Right, Wendy, go ahead.
Yeah, Mary put up something so wonderful here in the chat.
Okay,
And
it's hard for me to see it because it's small.
habit. It's
Yours
hard.
is worrying. Oh, yeah, wow. That's a big one for me too. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sure what your experience has been with that, but when I worry about something, then actually go through it, I look back and I think, why was I worried about that? You know? And the thing is, what I don't realize about worrying is, and my mom was, wow, my mom really made herself sick sometimes. And I've made myself sick. I mean, I'm talking about anxiety. I can think of some real anxious times when I was working with Kahu and doing his workshops. I mean, I made myself really sick. I was so worried that the things wouldn't go off well. And I realized that worrying doesn't change anything. The only thing that I can change is how I feel about what's coming up, right? Because like Kahu always said, there's only the present moment. The past doesn't exist anymore. It's only how we remember it. And the future hasn't been created yet, right? So it's only the present moment. And if I'm choosing to worry in that present moment, it really doesn't influence the future. It just makes me feel awful. So this is what I feel the 5 breath self-healing meditation is really good for. And having a regular meditation practice. And also, I want to say the 10 principles, which you can actually see back there too, the 10 principles book and audio recordings. I mean, Master Carol takes you through all the 10 principles. And those are ones that really take your worries away because it gets you to the real truth of what is. And I think when I do a prayer and I state, you can even state what you're worried about, state what you want to be free of that worry, and then go into meditation to get the answer. And then I always follow it up with automatic writing. So I have a notebook and a pen, and then I sometimes choose, actually every day, I choose Lemurian prophecy cards and do an automatic writing. And the answers are so powerful, and we all can do that. That must be the best, one of the best practices I got from early on in the Honolulu Church of Light was automatic writing. And some people call it channeled writing. Some people make you use your left hand, but you don't have to use your left hand. Just write it. Just write what you're feeling. It's not going to be a booming voice, right? You might only get a word or 2 words in the beginning, or you might get a sentence, or you might even, some people just get pictures, and you might be good at drawing, so you might just want to draw what you see. But you're going to get some kind of guidance, and that automatic writing is just such a beautiful, powerful tool that we all can use to get our own answers. And that's the most important thing, is that you're never alone. You're never alone. Choking up. You're never alone, because your higher self is always with you, and your guides and your angels. So, I mean, some of us, like I have spiritual friends, goddess sisters, and, people that I get together with spiritually often. But a lot of people live in areas where, we're not connected to other, spiritual groups or people that are supporting our spiritual progress, let's say, our evolution. But you always have the tools of signature cell healing and the Lemurian wisdom to help you. And that is something that you can find on my website. There's plenty of free articles and channelings that would help you. And Signature Cell Healing website has that as well. So don't feel like you're alone in this journey. I don't want to say that phrase, we're all in this together, but we really are. It's a collective consciousness. And when, healing the self, like we say at Honolulu Church of Light, heal the self, heal the world. and we're all on a beautiful journey of love. So if you have any final shares, Mary Faith, thank you so much. I'm holding you in my heart for your knee replacement this month. I know everything's gonna go perfect. My mom had that too. She was so worried, but it went so well, and she was so happy after she did it. So I'm just holding you in my heart for that journey, and we all are. Right? So I look forward to seeing you next month on the 6th of July. And thank you so much for your shares and all your comments, and come back and watch the recording. Looking forward to seeing everybody again next month and tomorrow on at the Honolulu Church of Light. So let's all say aloha. Well, you can unmute yourself and